Welcome back, Summoners, to another episode of Summoners War Chronicles Monster Spotlight. Today we have the Firehard Racuni. He's an interesting one to say the least, and I quite like him. Let's dive right on into his kit. So, starting off with his basic attack, it actually has an added ability. The interesting thing about Hard, or Racuni rather, is that he recovers HP to a target team member based on the target's HP, and that's per basic attack. So right off the bat, we're already looking at massively stacking attack speed on this guy straight out the gate. That's going to be absolute key. Um, Moving on to his second ability, he does also decrease your summoner's cooldowns and give skill acceleration. What that means is that basically your cooldowns come down faster, right? At that first level, it's a time and a half, so that's 50% faster cooldowns than you had if you didn't have this buff. You know, and that, like many other buffs, stacks up to 10 levels for an ultimate number of twice the normal speed. So instead of a 30-second cooldown, you'd be looking at a 15-second cooldown. I had to do math there for a moment. 15 seconds instead of 30 seconds. That's huge in a fight, especially in PvP that can make or break a team. He, like I said before, he also decreases the cooldown outright by 40% when he uses his first ability. So, I'm going to use this as an example because I'm terrible at maths, right? I know half of 30 is 15, but I've got to go to 60 in order to do... Oh, sorry, I've got to go to 100. 100 seconds, that's 40 seconds off. So instead of just over a minute and a half, you're looking at a minute for the cooldown left on that. Obviously, there's not going to be a skill that lasts that long on cooldown, aside from an enemy boss having a cooldown against, like, Provoke or Freeze or something like that. Might be a full minute, but I don't recall any of them being quite that long. I think about 45 seconds might be the max there. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Moving on to his second ability, he heals one ally and removes 1 damage over time. So while this guy isn't good for a fight where you need mass heals like you would with Chloe or Rena, he will quite steadily keep your team up just with his basic attack alone, and then be like, oh shit, they need a big heal, here you go. And he'll keep your party alive surprisingly well enough. I had my doubts about him when I first started using him. Actually, first got turned on to him by another YouTuber by the name of Barcode, who kicked my ass constantly in PvP. I would try to fight him, and he had Hard on his team every time, and every time I lost, because that basic attack, he had the attack speed stacked on him. He didn't really need much else besides some defense. Just, oh, my guy's dying, heal, 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 big heal, 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 heal. I had struggles getting through it. I really did. And he's actually been quite beneficial on my team in several areas, going through, doing boss fights, and trying to farm stuff out. You know, I've actually swapped him out in a couple of places. He's been really essential in Trial of Ascension. Especially on, like, a fire team, whereas Chloe is great and all, but that massive heal and that taking up a lot of mana and just being bombarded by certain enemies like Light Ifrit, who just deals a crap load of damage in one hit, especially when he steals all your buffs. That basic attack definitely helps, even if it's only, you know, the 2.9 to 6.1% of the target's HP. It adds up, especially by stacking that attack speed. Speaking of which, you know, I definitely recommend pay no mind to my rune sets here. I stuck what I could on them, trying to find attack speed wherever I could. That's basically all you need. Alright? That's basically all you need, is attack speed. You know, put some defense on him so he doesn't die. Same with HP. but you're not going to need crits. You're not looking for accuracy. You're not looking for precision. Defense would be a good way to go, but you definitely want him in a swift set, period. Because that extra 25% attack speed is going to be absolute key. And, I mean, the faster he attacks, the more he heals. You know, that's an unlimited potential of passive healing just going out. Your guys are not going to drop. That being said, you know, like I said, I use them anywhere I would use a healer. It really depends on the situation. A lot like Wusa? Situational type healing. You know, do you need the steady over time heals? You want to rely on a continuous heal rather than, you know, here's some flat HP, here's some flat HP, here's some flat HP. Especially useful in areas that have enemies that block buffs. You know, so continuous heal like Wusa has wouldn't be effective there, but Racuni's flat HP heal would. That being said, keep in mind, you know, that he is a full support. He doesn't provide any buffs like immunity or shield or invincibility. So it's just flat HP you're getting back on him. At the very least, he makes a good offhand healer, but that will cut into things like your tanking ability or your DPS, depending on who you're playing and how you play. That being said, that's all I got for him. So I hope this helps. Remember, I go live just about every day, noon central on Twitch, link in the description below. If you want to see certain monsters that I haven't covered yet, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to get them if I don't have them. If I do have them, I'm hitting that path of training every day to get Rainbow Mon. Every day. It is a huge grind. But if you also want to help the channel grow a bit, make things a bit easier for me to help dole these videos out a little bit faster, PayPal is also in the description below. Until next time, y'all take it easy and stay frosty.